Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we're going to look at Wyoming whiskey, their small batch bourbon. Okay, for starters, the small batch is nonsense. These guys are producing thousands of gallons at a time. Wyoming whiskey, I forget the names of the people who started it. Basically, they started with a full-scale, full-size distillery, and their goal was to be the largest producer, mass producer of whiskey west of the Mississippi. So there is literally nothing small batch about it. My wife and I took a tour of the distillery the very first year, just a couple of months right after they opened in 2012, and unfortunately, they had to release... Okay, when we took the tour, they had not aged any whiskey long enough that they could release any of it. Shortly after, they released... So there was no samples, no nothing. Shortly after, they released their first go in order to get some profit coming into... Or, not even profit, just to get money coming into the distillery. And I want to say they released it at, 2 years old, something like that. And I have to admit, was not a fan, didn't like it hardly at all. It just was not good. So no offense, Wyoming whiskey. Luckily for the world and for the distillery, that was enough, and they did large-scale marketing to the point where they were able to get enough product out and enough money in that they were able to sustain themselves so they could get a well-aged whiskey out. So now they're aging stuff for 5 years at least, and they have several varieties of whiskey to choose from, all tending to the bourbon side of things, and their flavor profiles have dramatically improved, I should say. So much so that if you are a member of the Whiskey Tribe or familiar with that, their distillery down in Austin, Texas, they actually sourced a barrel from Wyoming whiskey and are big fans of their whiskey. And I have to say, I'm starting to become a fan, although it's not at the top of my list. It's definitely not bad. It's a little bit on the pricey side for me, so I tend not to go down that route too often. And as you can see, I went with a small bottle here. You can normally get the 750s. But they're just over the mountain from us, and I definitely am going to support a Wyoming distillery. There's several of them to choose from. I think they're up to maybe somewhere between 6 and 8. I'm still hoping somewhere in my future I can be a part of that group, but at the moment, just real estate and everything's just so nuts that I just can't afford to do it. Even though I got the distillery equipment on the way, which is a whole nother ball of wax I got to deal with. The real estate thing's kind of kicking me down at the moment. So anyways, Wyoming whiskey, small batch bourbon. Now, to their credit, it's just slightly up from a budget. It's 44%, 88 proof. And this little bottle here was... Oh, wait, here we go. This little bottle was $17.69 just for this crap. Boy, sorry, I'm really blanking out on this. What size is this thing? It's gotta be... I don't know how they were able to get away with that. There is no designation of volume on this bottle anywhere. I don't know how legally they were able to do that. Now, the funny thing about this distillery, it was started by a bunch of lawyers, so you would think that they would have to follow the laws. Okay, so there's no bottle size designation. This is either 200, 350, or 375 milliliters. I have no idea which. But this is batch number 60, and it's aged 5 years. It's a wheated bourbon. And, yeah, that's all we're going to talk about for that one. So, we're going to dig into this bottle and see where it goes. Now, as I said, I'm glad that they have managed to age their product a bit more, and I've killed a couple bottles of these in the past and was quite happy with them. And there's a lot of, not a lot, but there are limited releases. You can do individual barrel picks. So like the liquor store here in town, T&C Liquors, they have their own barrel pick and bottling. The only problem I have with all that stuff is the prices on them are, I mean, you're in the 60s for price, and I'm just not willing to put out that kind of money for something that I'm not sure I'm going to like. But, I mean, it's a bourbon. I don't know what you want to say. It's very, very cherry. I mean, extremely cherry. But on the other hand, for the price difference, the nose, anyways, setting it up, the nose is exactly like the Rebel Yell, which I just got done doing. I mean, it is cherry, floral, light apple, a little bit of oak, and a little bit of brown sugar. Nothing out of the lane of bourbon. On flavor, it goes a bit of a different direction. There's a lot going on there. At first, the very first 2 or 3 notes were right in line with the Rebel Yell. It was sweet and cherry. This one actually is more sugary sweet. Then it immediately thins out and then dries out. Cherry, apple, dry, almost bitter, oak, black pepper, and ethanol. And there's almost a hint of like smoke in there. Or char, maybe char, almost like barrel char in there. Now the one thing I will give this, now the cherry's just dominating this glass. The thing I'll give this is all those flavors roll very smoothly from one to the next to the next. There's no spiky notes in there at all. It's very smooth, but it is dry. The forward first couple of notes, that cherry, that sugar, the sweetness, is rounded and buttery and oily. It kind of coats the tongue just for a minute. For a second. As you move into the middle notes dry out dramatically. And by the time you get to the finish, it's like, I need some water dry. Very tannic-y. I don't know. I'm going to have to sit and explore this one a little bit more. Because, having gone back now a couple of times, that flavor is really, really changing. And on this last sip, I mean, I'm talking like honey from the honey jar, straight up initial note, then cherry. So, okay, from the beginning of this video to now, my opinion has changed quite drastically. I think this is something you're going to just have to sit and explore. This is not set them up, knock them down, shoot them up kind of a whiskey. This is sit and enjoy and explore over time, because there seems to be a depth here that I wasn't really expecting originally, that from sip to sip to sip over time, we're only a couple minutes into this video, it has changed drastically, and I think this is an explorer's bourbon. There's a lot more going on there than it initially presented, so well done. I'm gonna give Wyoming the full credit on this one. The only thing that sucks is the price. It's kind of spendy. I didn't. The store I bought this from did not have a 750 of this on the shelf that I could go and compare the prices. But if I'm not mistaken, this is going to run, I believe, in the upper 30s to low 40s. Now, luckily for most people, Wyoming whiskey has a large amount of distribution, and they're going to start producing for a lot of different people. So you're going to start seeing their products under other brands. So if you see something that's distilled in Wyoming but under a different brand, chances are, not even chances, it's going to be Wyoming whiskey that produced it. So look for good products from them to come in the future. With that, this is the last video I'm shooting today, and I'm going to drop these over the next week or so. Hopefully, the world hasn't gone into complete chaos by then. The craziness that's going on is just it's just crazy. So if you're not currently partaking in that, don't. Although I uphold anybody's right to peacefully protest, the craziness that has come out of protesting is not peaceful. It is not a protest. It's not even cohesive. People are just going nuts. So, yeah, get yourself a bottle of whiskey instead of being stupid. Go out and enjoy the great outdoors, your friends, your family. Maybe start getting your business going again if you've been locked down. Hopefully you got a job. And if not, maybe start working towards doing something to get your feet under you again. But anyways, I wish everybody well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the near future. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you can find this for in your area, if you can find it. Like I said, there's larger distribution of this than one might guess. I don't believe they're in all 50 states, but they're up there, 20, 30 states anyway. So let me know what you can find it for in your area. Like I said, I believe it's somewhere in the low 40s around here just for the small batch bourbon. Like, subscribe the videos and my channel, and please share the video if you found this beneficial. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. If you have a video topic you'd like to see, please let me know. I'm starting to run a little thin on what direction I'd like this to go. Please let me know if you like just the whiskey reviews. If you think I'm doing a crappy job of just whiskey reviews, you know, maybe we take the channel a different direction. If you don't like the commentary and the life portion of it, I know I'm heavily focused on hunting, fishing, the outdoors, which is my preference, but if you want something else interjected in there, let me know if you want to see that go another direction, or if you only want me to do whiskey reviews. I'm happy to entertain any thoughts and comments that there might be. But for now, you guys enjoy the rest of your life. I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great one, and thanks for watching.